I'd like to take a minute to talk about what this GoFundMe is all about. So, I'm part of an army of citizen sleuths who have been working on this case, digging into the details. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to True Crime Underground on Facebook. It's an awesome group. There are really brilliant people following this case and finding all kinds of inconsistencies and different details that really help shed light. One of the challenges we've had to that end has been a lot of the content that's helpful in understanding this case is trapped in videos because a lot of family members and now a friend of Lori Vallow Daybell have all come forward and offered these interviews, and there's been kind of a spate of interviews more recently. So there's just a lot of information that has been thrown out there, a lot of contradicting information, a lot of really deeply disturbing information, but it's trapped in these videos. So what I took aim at is trying to find a way where we could rip the text out of these videos and be able to kind of codify it in a database format. So I hired someone to transcribe Melanie Gibbs' first interview to use that as a prototype. And then I pulled that into this dashboard using a tool called Tableau and pulled out different details. So it's somewhat limited with just one video. I did create some filters, which I'll get to in a minute. There will be more filters added when we actually have multiple interviews and multiple videos. So just a brief overview. In its rawest form without any of the filters, what this provides you is a transcript of the video, but broken down by whoever is speaking, and also the minute mark, so that if you wanted to go to the video and kind of, let's say you want to see the person's expressions and, kind of micro behaviors, that sort of thing, or if you just want to learn more, or just to have it documented. Let's say someone's researching for the case and they want to verify that the transcript is accurate. I'm letting them know exactly where they can go to see that particular quote. So sometimes there might just be one or two words in a cell, but that will happen if someone new speaks. Now, the reason I have it broken down this way is so that we could filter by who is speaking at the time. So I'll just start here. This will become a lot more relevant, as I said, once we have more videos. And we have a list of videos that we're looking to be funded. And as soon as we hit the goal amount, that's it. Unless we find more videos or more people come forward to do interviews, or there's another significant news magazine, like you'll see 48 Hours in here in both of the Dateline episodes. There are a lot of really, really good insights, but like I say, they're trapped. So getting back to the dashboard, for now, since there were only two people speaking, you can choose to filter by, let's say you just want to see everything that Melanie said. You don't really care so much about the questions. You just want to see what Melanie said. You can do that. We'll go back to all. Another thing I added was this idea of concepts. So especially when we add in more videos, there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a tsunami of information. And for people like myself who aren't LDS, there's a lot of new material, but most of this is extremely divergent from LDS teaching. So even people in the LDS community have no idea what a lot of this stuff is about because they're just making it up as they go along. So what I attempted to do is to take this massive amount of information and break it into intuitive groups. So, for example, this cast of characters is a breakdown of all of the main kind of characters or players in this story. So you'll see Lori, Tammy, Charles, Lori's brother Alex, he's in here a lot. The kids are not included in here. They are included, and in fact, that must not have been Tammy. There must have been like Chad maybe referenced alongside of Tammy, because Tammy is not in the cast of characters. And if you want to see how these concepts were built, you'll see the definitions down here. So the cast of characters include these people. I'll just give a couple more examples. For the cult group, that includes keywords such as, of course, cult, probation, because they believe in multiple lives, or what they call probations, zombies, veils, the portals, 144, that's to capture, and they talk a lot about the 144,000. Schneider for this demon named Nick or Ned Schneider, depending on who you ask, etc., etc. So if you pull up the cult filter, now the interview is going to be filtered down to references around these particular concepts. Likewise, I have a group for victims. So this includes all of the different victims in the story. Even Brandon Boudreaux, who is obviously a victim, but thankfully he wasn't killed. He was shot at, though. I also include like a grouping around the concept of questions. So that might sound a little unusual, but one thing that you'll see as a theme across many of these interviews is family and friends saying, you know, there's basically chaos all around them. People are dropping dead, and Lori is making these outrageous claims. Chad is making outrageous claims, and people are saying, I didn't really question it, or I didn't ask questions. So there were only a few references to that here in this interview, but it is a very common theme. So one thing that you're going to be able to do once we have multiple videos is there will be a filter for source, say East Idaho News or Fox 10. They've both done a fantastic job covering this story. So they're really prominent in all of the resources and the videos, as well as Dateline. Dateline has also done an amazing job. So you'll be able to sort, you'll be able to select different sources, even multiple sources, and as well as individual videos. So you might say, you know what, I just want to see of all of the body cam footage, or of both body cam footage videos of Charles Vallow, one of the victims in this tragedy. I just want to pull up both of those body cam videos and then do the analysis. Look at the different concepts. Look at words that are used more frequently. One thing around the idea of frequency, once we have these videos transcribed, then as an analyst, I'm going to be able to build out visualizations, identifying patterns. So keywords that are frequently used across videos, like let's say you select all videos by the Cox family, then you're going to see a visualization of words that were used most frequently across all of their videos. And that could help identify something like, was there a concerted effort? Are their testimonies somewhat contrived? Just having watched their videos very closely, I noticed particular patterns. So I kind of have an idea of what types of patterns we're going to see, but it will be helpful to actually have the data to undergird that, instead of just, having people just kind of off the cuff say, hey, they talk a lot about this particular thing. So So that's the idea around it. Oh, there is one other thing I will point out. Let's say, um, for example, you just want to find out every time JJ is mentioned. Let's say well, since we only have one video, that's what we're going to do. You can also search the transcripts. So if you drop in his name, you'll see every reference to JJ. So again, the more we have in this dashboard, the more data we have, the more transcriptions we have, the more valuable I think this is going to be in terms of really kind of enabling us and empowering us to get our arms around what the heck is going on here.